Holla warriors. I just thought I would check in with you because it's been a while, and I have actually recorded 3 videos up until today, but due to the amount of migraines that I've been having, I had to stop doing them, so they weren't cute by the end. So I'm hoping, I had a migraine already this morning, I've taken a tablet, so I'm hoping we'll get through 10 minutes. That's all I need, is 10 minutes. I hope you are all well. I'm guessing most of you watch the new Davina programme because we're also interested in what's going on at the moment. And I am going to actually start by talking about the shortage in HRT, which I've been talking about for the last 2 years. It absolutely infuriates me, ladies, that the World Health Organization have been aware of HRT shortages way before COVID came into play. So in November and December of 2019, there was a conference, and it was well known then that there was this massive shortage, and COVID wouldn't have helped with that situation with manufacturing, and I am aware that a lot of the products were coming out of China, and I know that there had to be changes with that because I was looking into my own product to try and get a replacement of it. And for those of you who follow me will know that I was paying to get my product from Canada because that was the only place that had it in the world. And I did that for a while until I'm sure I bought all the stock of a less Duo at one point. But I would be too scared to go back to that now, if I'm honest. Just because I know it's back in circulation, the HRT I was taking from the GP previously. But just because of these shortages, we need something that works for us and that's reliable. Because I think that's the thing with HRT, and this is what drives me mad, that there hasn't been so much more research and development in what works for us women, because I'm having a real rough time of late. Now, for those of you that have followed me know that I'm on the HRT program with estrogen. I take Utrogestin for 28 days, and then I take testosterone once a day. The testosterone for me is kind of what gives me a little bit more drive than I had. And actually it's great for your sex life. It really does work. So I didn't have any HRT for a while, and that kind of threw me out to the water a little bit. But also my hormones have just been so haywire. Out to the last 60 days, I've probably bled for 45, and it's just awful. I'm on one continuous period, and I was saying to my husband the other day, do you know, if you were in a new relationship and you were single, how would you work that? Like, he understands and he gets it, he lives with me, but if you were a new person trying to get your bearings and, going out on dates, how would you kind of cope with that? These things us women go through are terrible. So as a result of that, for me, I've been struggling the last months, actually, since the beginning of the year. I've really, really struggled. My anxiety is just hideous, absolutely hideous. It makes me not want to go anywhere. It makes me not want to speak to anybody. And even friends of mine that I love, I get anxiety. So I had a busy week last week, and because it was a couple of friends' birthdays. But on the one day I met my friends for lunch, she's one of my best friends, 50th birthday, in my local pub. So I know the staff, I know the pub. Obviously, if I didn't know my friends, I wouldn't be going. And I'm having a panic attack before I go out the door. It's just ridiculous. And because I have this issue with food and swallowing, going for food for me, as soon as I think about food, I kind of straight away my anxiety levels step up a level, because I really struggle. My anxiety stops me from swallowing, and that has a whole effect on the way that I do things. I wake up in the night thinking I'm choking. And the slimmest I've ever been, actually, as an adult, without trying. I just live on porridge and banana, and I eat what I can when I can. And I actually saw my private consultant, Dr Nadia Hikary-Bhal, 2 weeks ago, and she just said to me, what are you doing? She was sat eating jelly babies in her office, and she said, what are you doing to be that slim? And I said, honestly, the anxiety, it's so overwhelming that I struggle to eat. And I find for me, my anxiety is linked with my migraines, and I think that I just don't cope with normal things like I used to cope with things. So yeah, a letter through the door can give me anxiety attack. It might be somebody giving me money, but it's still an anxiety attack. It's just things that I used to take for granted now give me anxiety, and I just don't know why. And I wish I could get rid of it. I think it's just been relentless, and it's life changing, and it's life debilitating, and it stops you from being able to do anything, to work. It's knocked every level of confidence that I've had. It stops me from going out. It stops me from socializing. It stops me from being free. I just don't feel free. I feel like I've got this worst best friend hanging around my neck, poking a bear at me all day, every day. And do you know the sad thing is now, the days that my anxiety may be a bit better, the first thing I do then is get anxious because I'm not having anxiety. So you live in this constant cycle. And I just try to put a Sammy face on to deal with things. But for me, the anxiety gives me migraines, which then means that I really can't function. So yesterday I had 3 migraines, and it's just, what can you do? I can only take 2 migraine tablets a day for a start. So the third one has to just ride itself out, and that could be anywhere between an hour and a half to 4 hours. And in fact, I just kind of had to lie down yesterday. Thank God it wasn't a work day, and I didn't need to try to do anything. But I can't see, I can't talk, I lose the ability to communicate, because that's the way the migraines react for me. So unfortunately, I just find that I'm still in this cycle. But what I do think is, it's all down to the fact that I just don't think we've had any research like we need into what's going on for us, because my hormones have clearly changed massively over the last 3 months. I think in a space of 2 weeks, I think the most I have not had any bleeding would maybe be 5 days. And me and my husband are kind of having this joke that I'm in this 2-week cycle of just constantly on a period, and the pain is unbelievable. I didn't have period pains as a kid, or I can't remember ever having them. Whereas now I've got more period pains than I know what to do with, and I'm in agony. I'm in the office with a hot water bottle. And I think all these things add to us as women. And I just think, no wonder we feel the way that we do, and no wonder we have this anxiety, and no wonder we kind of live more insular lives. It's because we have all of this going on, and it's all going on inside us, and we're not kind of letting it out. But what I will say is that I just take every day. I can't plan ahead. I cannot plan to what I'm going to do next week. I can't, because that would start to stress me out, because I got to get from here to next week. So I get up every day. I see how I am. I see what my body is doing, and I do what I'm able to do, because that's all I can do. And I cannot completely just keep bashing myself for not being able to do things. I just can't, because unfortunately this menopause journey just is not kind to us. So I think we got to be kind to ourselves as we're going through it. So whereas before I used to really, beat myself up and go, oh, you couldn't do that and you didn't do that, and maybe you should have sat there and your migraine might have got better and you could have seen enough to finish something. But if I can't see, I can't see, so I can't work. And if I'm having a panic attack and I can't breathe, I'm having a panic attack. And the thing is with these panic attacks and the way that we work at the moment, I think, it's just so irrational. I know it's irrational. So this morning I had to ring BT. I've had terrible issues with BT and the internet since I've moved into my house. And we can't even watch a TV programme in my house. It's so bad that it drops every, 3 times an hour. And I had a panic attack on the phone to the BT guy, and I was trying to hold it together, and he kind of said to me, you okay? And I said, oh, yeah. I went down to the office, and I was just a bit short of breath. And I was there by the door on the phone, just trying to concentrate on my breathing, because I was about to lose her on the phone to BT. Now, that is just so irrational. BT are a provider for me. I pay them a service. I need to get internet. But But it's little things that you just take for granted that you just can't do as easily anymore. And I had a nail in my tyre the other day, and I had a mobile guy come out to fit it. And we were talking about miles, and he said to me, all right, you need to get these two soon. How many miles do you do a year? And I said, 2,000, less than 2,000. And he just kind of stopped in his tracks. And I said, I did less than 1,600 miles last year. I said, and that's really bad. I know it's bad. But to go from driving out to clients and doing 20, 30,000 miles a year easy. I was always out. I never used to get home till 6 or 7 o'clock. It was because I did everything out of office. And the menopause changed me that I couldn't do that anymore. And I think the less you drive, the less you want to drive. Once I'm doing a little bit of driving, I feel more confident with it. But again, it's another thing that's not my confidence. And my husband is amazing. My husband drives me anywhere. So he takes me to pick up clients' paperwork. He takes me if I want to go shopping. And I've kind of got to a place now, really, where I'm so nervous of being stuck out and having a migraine and not being able to get home, that apart from driving to chiropractor once a week on a Monday, which is a mile away, I don't really go anywhere. Because I've spoken to you before, I have this issue with my eyes, where my eyes will flicker. And it is probably only maybe 5 seconds, but when it's happening, it feels like it's a minute. And it's scary, and it's all menopause and hormonal related. And my legs go funny. I could be walking, and I got to sit down. I feel as if my legs are going to give way underneath me. And it's all these other symptoms that kind of rub along with the menopause that women don't talk to each other about. And I just think there's not a lot of research on it, on what's going on and why it happens to us. Why do our hormones do this? Why are our hormones affecting us so much that I struggle to function? And my menopause brain, and I think that's why I've lost my confidence. I don't know people's names anymore. I used to be so good with people's names. I am just awful because my menopause brain is terrible. I have to check things. I double check things all the time because I question myself. It's enough to drive you nutty. But I'm going to finish on some menopause brain stuff today because I think most of you will relate to this. So I've been, I like doing stuff in the house. I don't go anywhere. So I always have projects going on, and I always have, things to do. So I wanted to take something back to B&M. It was a crackable light. And I was convinced it was B&M shop. So, and I buy loads from B&M and Home Bargains. I love a bargain. So I bought this cracker ball, and I kid you not, my husband have driven me to 4 B&Ms, and some of them are as far as maybe 8 or 9 miles away from where we live. And so the last time, in the end, I just thought, right, they haven't got them in, I'm just going to get my money back and get something else. So we went in, we picked up some bits, goes to the till. I was in the wrong shop. It was Poundland, I believe. So I had spent 10 days with my husband driving me round B&M to replace a ball that they didn't even sell. Now, I had the receipt in my purse, so as I looked at the receipt, I would have seen it was Poundland, but because it was in my head, I thought it was B&M. I thought it was B&M. And this poor little kid at the till was trying to scan the receipt, and he just went, oh, this is the wrong shop. Oh, my God. Dying off. I was dying off. And I could just feel the colour going. My husband just laughing his head off. So yeah, this is what the menopause does to you. You can look at a receipt and you can still go into the wrong shop 4 times and think that they haven't got what you want. So it's a little bit better, a little bit worse than trying to put milk in the microwave. But it's just another level, isn't it, ladies? It's just another level. So I'm really sorry that I haven't kept in contact with you. I really struggle when I'm not having a good day and I'm really not having a good time. I struggle to do everything. I just can't. So I can't text people back, and I can't email people back, and I can't work, and I can't do this because I struggle to function, and just doing everyday things can be a bit of an effort, to be honest with you. So, yeah, it's just a tough time, I think, for us all, and I just think I've been going through this now for probably 7 years in a real bad way, and you just think, just give me some light. And I just keep thinking, now I've had all these periods, if it's just because it's going to come to the end of the periods and I'll start to feel a bit better after that because my hormones will stabilise, just get yourself out the way, just do it. So, sorry for moaning again. This is all I do on this vlog, innit? Moan about how we're doing. But I really, really hope you're all hanging in there. Quite a few of you have messaged me about the clinic that I'm using, so I will add the details of the clinic and my consultant, Dr Nadia Hikary-Bhal, on my vlog, on my hashtags, so you can find the clinic, and if any of you want to speak to her, you can. She's amazing, and she's actually going through the same things as we are. She's a menopausal woman, and I just think there's no one that understands you more. And I think when we're going through this, I don't know why we just don't talk about it. So I think it's easy to talk to somebody that can relate to you. So yeah, I'll leave the details for Nadia. And I just hope you're all like me, just taking one day at a time on this journey. And I just think at some point we will come out over the other side. I just don't know when it is. So I'm 7 years, and I'm reading things where people are like 22 years down the road, and I think, please, no. So I'm hoping I'm on the last run, but I will do my very, very, very best to keep you updated. And I'm just really pleased, actually, that I've got through this without migraine. I can feel a little bit prickly, but, we've done good today. This is the first time, I think, in a few that I've tried to record where I haven't had to stop. So we're on a roll today. So please take care of yourselves, ladies. Please, 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 please. And as I always say, you've got to be kind to yourself, because at the moment, your body's not being kind to you, so the only person you can be kind to is yourself. And look after yourself. Do what you want to do. Don't do what you want to do, but just look after yourself. And I will try and check in with you in a week. So I will send you love and light. Peace out.